Yo, Pittsburgh, what is the deal? It's your boy, DJ Cold Blooded. We are live and direct from Whammo 107.3, and we are here for another segment of the Future Flavor Show. We are in the building. We got a very illustrious guest in the building. This guy has performed all over the city, maybe even the country. Several showcases, several events, has opened up for many, many great acts, has a lot of stuff going on, and is also one of the very unique, he's a very unique artist because he's an R&B act, and there are not many R&B artists in the city. So that I really appreciate, because people say it's a market that's dead in Pittsburgh, and I truly don't believe that it is dead because it's wide open.
Yeah, I got hold up. I gotta give a shout out to Mike Tomlin, Landon Thomas. And, you know, you can't say R&B's dead. Right. You know, the Clara Kents. There's a lot of people out here actually moving and shaking for it.
Talk about it.
You know, but the R&B scene is it's a lot harder though.
Yeah,
it's a little harder to break through because there's not as many events. Like, you kind of have to create your own lane. You know, I talked to, like you said, I opened up for a lot of acts, but I also talked to a lot of people who, you know, had a lot more fame than me and fortunate than me. And, you know, I asked them how they do it, and they're just like, you got to do it. You just have to do it. And I think that's kind of what us R&B artists, and that's what I think Pittsburgh R&B artists are a little stronger than a lot of artists out here, because to create your own lane is really what artistry is about. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, it's our first take. We got Amir Whitee in the building. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's a good day. What you mean? I'm at Whammo. What you?
Yep.
I'm at Whammo. Like, this is a good day. Like, you know, this is where everybody's trying to get to. Or it's somewhere. This means that there's some type of progress being made. And you know, I mean, I've been doing music for a long time, and you know, a lot of doors got slammed in my face, and people, if they, you know, it's not even necessary if they think they want you to. Pittsburgh's a show me city. You know that. And if you don't show them something, they're not trying to hear. They're not trying to hear none of that, basically. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of showing something and your music career, let's backtrack and just get the story out for those who might not be as privy to you. Where are you originally from?
I'm definitely from Pittsburgh.
Where at?
Homewood.
For real?
Yeah. I'm from the real Homewood, the original Homewood.
All right, what's the original Homewood? Put me up.
Oh man, you know, I'm one of the original Homewood when there was actually when our families were together, and you know, I mean, we had our Pittsburgh neighborhoods. We had the Homewood, we had the Hill with Garfield, and you know, it was a small, intricate network of black families, and it just really you know, gentrification happened. Everybody thing, and the home was not the same as it used to be anymore. Like, you know, as far as even the kids we used to play on the streets, it's kids. It's like it's not even our streets anymore. It's just I don't
even see kids riding bikes down there anymore.
No, man, it's not the same, bro. I remember fire hydrants being open. I mean, that was my childhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I'm from the real Homewood.
Okay, all right. So, what was it like coming up in the real Homewood? Like, what were some of the things you were seeing?
You know what? It was a lot of poverty. You know, like a lot of artists. You know, I come from a poverty background. You know, poverty-stricken background, but at the same time, like, poverty, I think people try to make poverty out to be like, oh, I'm poor, this is so bad, like, but that's really where the soul comes from. That's really where everything that you need comes from, is those hard times. That's the only time you get emotions, the true emotions, and especially when I create my music too. Like, you know, I make sure that if I'm moody, I'm like, okay, let me get to my computer so I can start recording. So yeah, poverty is not that bad, and it was a lot of hard times, but it was a lot of love, you know, for and I miss the old Homewood. You know, I believe life happens in cycles and repetition and stuff like that. Eventually, it'll be some stuff like that. Eventually, it's just we just gotta. Everybody's right now. You're from Pittsburgh too?
Penn Hills.
Penn Hills. Okay, so
like the Penn Hills, like Swanson's is right there, Homewood is right there, East Hills is right there.
Okay.
So like a 5-minute walk in the hood. So.
Okay, my people stay right there, by the giant eagle ones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So around the way. So how did you get into art? Matter of fact, before I asked that, because I read up on you a little bit.
Okay.
So you are one of 7 siblings?
I'm one of 7 siblings. Yes.
What was that like? Are you like in the middle? Are you like at the beginning, first? You're oldest? You're the eldest?
No, I'm the next to the youngest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the youngest boy. So what happened was, my dad had a relationship before he was with my mom, like a pretty serious relationship, and he had 4 kids. I had 2 brothers, 2 sisters. My one brother, he lives here in Pittsburgh, and my 2 sisters live in Detroit, and my other brother, he passed away.
Sorry.
That's all right. You know, he's in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have I have my other older brother, two older brothers that live in Pittsburgh. Oh no, one lives in Oregon, one lives in Pittsburgh, and then I have my younger sister who lives in Pittsburgh too. So, I mean, it's a lot.
It sounded like you named way more than like 1 to 7.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm trying to tell you, it was a lot. It's a lot going on, but I love my siblings each separately and differently, you know, different ways.
So, like, was at one point, like, were you all like together at one point, or like, what was the most like? Or was everyone individually like doing their own thing?
We weren't ever together at any one point, because my sister, honestly, I met my older brothers and sisters in my adult life. I was going to like CCAC for nursing. That's when I went to school for nursing.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate. I didn't fail out or anything like that. I left. I have a food truck now. I'm a really good business, successful business. Yeah, it's really good. So delicious chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah. Yes, what made you want? Well, all right. What made you want to do nursing?
I know so much stuff going on.
What made you want to do nursing? That's different.
Nursing. Oh, but I mean, to help people. I like to help people, and you know, whenever I failed anatomy and physiology, I failed it the first time actually. But like the body, when you really learn about the body, it's kind of fascinating. And the average human being doesn't really know as much about the body as they think they do, you know. But nursing, just helping people, honestly.
That's what's up. That's a real nurturing thing to do. Like for other people. Like not a lot of people want to do that and really care for others, especially when you need a nurse. You know, that could be arranged or anything.
Absolutely, and I still work in the medical field too. I work at Central Outreach Wellness Center on the north side.
Okay, that's what's up. That's the is the logo like a bunch of like colors like in a rainbow or with the hands? Yeah. Exactly. I remember when I was in I saw the van, but not a van. It was like a car with the logo on it riding around. And I remember in college I was doing stuff with Thrive. It was like a mental health organization. I mean, there was a whole bunch of other groups going on. And they was always talking about Central Outreach.
Yeah, I've been there for a minute, honestly, but actually like 3 years I do outreach for them. Just bring new patients into them, and you know, just make sure that people are educated about their sexual health and stuff like that. So, you know, I do a lot of stuff like that. I like to help people. If there's anything that I do, which I like to do the most, is I really like to help people. So, you know, but now I didn't finish nursing school because they were trying to pay me $50,000-$60,000 a year. And I know that, you know, where I want to be in life, I really need a 6-figure. Right. So that's why I got a food truck.
I mean, that sounds like a good start.
Wait, nursing?
Yeah. 50, 60? I mean, the way I always looked at school was like school, it depends on how you look at it. They set you up to take all these classes and learn. It's up to you to apply yourself to have a better chance once you're done, because they're not going to do it. And the idea is to make what you spent as your initial salary or double at some point so you could recoup like what you got paid back and just thrive. But they don't tell you that.
No, these are facts. They don't. I mean, they let certain people go to school for liberal arts or whatever they go to school for, and then they wonder why they can't make their money. They don't really tell you. But they definitely want their money though.
And they're gonna
They definitely want their student loan money though, and they're not playing about that.
So where the food truck idea came from? Just you want to feed people too?
No, I actually like to cook. You know, I've been cooking for a long time. Like, you know, I used to go to I used to go to the library and get like cooking books and actually like make the recipes and whatnot and cook for people. And I used to make recipes, like make the recipes in the cooking books, and like, you know, and I had a particularly tough background. I was in a lot of placements in foster homes and group homes. But the advantage was I had a lot of people to cook for though, so you know,
a lot of practice.
Yeah, exactly. I had a lot of practice and stuff like that. And then, you know, I just decided that I don't know, man. I believe in God, bro. I believe in God. I believe God led me here. Like, you know, it was a lot of thinking, and I know what I wanted to do, man. I did a lot of shit in my life. I like, you know, and
stuff.
I was a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
it's okay.
Ooh.
Stuff.
Okay. I did a lot of stuff in my life. You can edit that out, right?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay, all right.
I can also not edit it out.
No, but you got to, though, right?
I can edit it out.
Yeah. I did a lot of stuff in my life, and like I was telling my friend Malik over here earlier. Basically, you know, you're gonna fail when you try stuff. You know, I had a car washing business. You know, I sold some weed. You know, I owned a club, or I took over a club before. I threw a whole bunch of live parties and just different events and promoting in Pittsburgh. I've done a lot of stuff, you know, and I wouldn't necessarily say they were failures, but you know, that's each one. It's everything. Like I told him, that life is a science. Um, each one taught me something different, you know, and this is a science, and you're sharpening your sword so that you can eventually get to places like WAMO. You feel me? I'm serious though, man. I'm serious, bro. Cause you know what? I was minding my own business. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to have this. And I was actually just working my food truck. I went in Miami last week, and I did not expect to be here. I actually wasn't supposed to be here. I mean, I just was supposed to. I did an event at a church in East Pittsburgh today.
Okay, that's what's up.
With my food truck, and yes, it was just yesterday I found out about this. They were supposed to tell me about this last week, but they didn't tell me about this last week.
Hey, well,
I don't know what.
To backtrack just a little bit, you were rifling off some of the business ventures that you indulged in on your journey. You said you took over a club. What do you mean by that?
I took over a club, actually. I don't know if you... This is something... And how old are you?
24.
Okay. You might not remember this, you might. But it was a club, LGBTQ club, called Jack's on the Hill on Wiley Avenue.
I heard about it.
It was Jack's and it was a Flamingo.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, and so every Friday night, and sometimes Saturdays, depending on what they're doing, but it was mostly a Friday night thing, everybody would go to Jack's and Flamingo.
Okay.
But then something happened with... I don't know if it was the owners or what happened, but they decided that they weren't going to keep doing the club. They decided to stop doing it. So, but the building, you know, this was back in the day too. So, and we used to be partying some crazy stuff, and you know, they still partying some crazy stuff because I've been in the mansion. You know, no offense to anybody, you know, but like you said, there's different levels. Like it's like, and so what I wanted to do was I wanted to take that club that was kind of messed up, and I wanted to make it a little bit better. And I had a business partner at the time, and I actually we were equally in the business, but I took one of my student loans, actually, and we renovated it. We bought furniture, we painted, we updated like flooring, like built a bar. We actually did a lot of stuff with it. And we ran out of there for about 3 months, but then I'm not even, you know, I'm gonna be professional, but it was kind of a bad deal, you know what I mean? And it's not like it was a bad deal for us, and then the place was, because people do that a lot of time, they'll get you in and make their spot nice and then try to kick you out. It wasn't even that. It was just the ownership was pretty bad over there. And, you know, I moved on to there, and then I still did my club, but I was operating out of the cabaret in Homewood with Miss Simone. I was operating out of there for like probably about a month or so, but then I just realized that, I mean, trying to do it in that form wasn't really paying me. Yeah. Because the club scene was changing, and it does now. It's like constantly changing. It's so crazy because, like, you know, I do go out, but I really don't go out that much anymore.
Well, you know, you got the food truck business. You got
I'm so busy, bro. I'm so busy.
You said you was in Miami?
I want to go out. No, you know, I went to Miami. It's so funny because I went during Labor Day. I was in Atlanta for Labor Day, but on Monday I flew to Miami to go just to relax, honestly. So, I work 8 days a week on a food truck. So, and then Central Outreach and so
it's a lot.
Music.
So what made you want to like venture into like the LGBTQ space with the club?
You said with the club?
You said
I'm bisexual myself.
Okay.
I don't know, but you know, I'm bisexual myself. So I mean, it was a place that I was going, and I was like, I was interested in attending, but then honestly, I was talking to one of my old mentors, and they were like, "Yeah, there's not going to be any gay clubs anymore in the future. Everybody's just going to go to the same club," and there's not in Pittsburgh.
Cobra? Is Cobra one?
No, I don't know what's happening at Cobra. I know about Cobra. Actually, I know the owners of Cobra.
I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah, I don't. But they see. This is what happens. I can't say that there's any gay clubs because what's happening is the spaces are so mixed now that you won't really profit by having a gay club. I mean, there's you know what? There's one gay bar. It's called what's the gay bar in Baltimore? Okay, but there's one.
Okay.
But everybody goes everywhere now. So for it's not the same. Like, remember, I don't know if you remember Femmes with a Twist.
Heard of it.
Femmes with a Twist was out there. It was close to Penn Hills. That was not Squirrel Hill.
Okay.
The Squirrel Hill area. And that was the beginning of everybody just mixing together. Because at first it was like kind of, LGBTQ club. But then eventually everybody just started coming out. And it was more like the trap for
Okay.
And then honestly, I'm just trying to see, I'm interested in seeing what I'm still interested in throwing events. My last event was literally last year. I was operating out of One Live over on the north side.
Heard of it.
His name is Goodnight, DJ Goodnight.
Yeah.
And Calvin Swag. I know if you're a DJ.
Yeah. Swag Nation.
Yeah, Swag was my DJ for a lot of my parties. So you see, it's all.
Yeah, he used to be on here.
I know, but you see how it's all interconnecting basically. So we're all family, and I'm happy to have my seat now too, because I was be sitting down on my younger seat. I'm like, dang man, they won't let me up there. Why they trying to play me? Seriously. So.
And man, a lot of people don't know how accessible it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've done lots of interviews where people just say, hey, can I get an interview? Yeah, what are you doing next week? Or what are you doing 2 weeks from now? Or I'll reach out to a lot of people. Like last December, I was like, yo, I want to do everything that I feel a DJ does.
Mm-hmm.
I've done clubs, I've done private events, DJ'd out of state, I've done big concerts, I do the podcast thing, I've done mixtapes. And now it's like, I do radio, but I'm not really doing it. So now I'm like, yo, like Envy does it, Beehive does it, Kiati does it, all these people, all these different platforms, they do it. They bring people up here and do interviews. Why don't we do that?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
got the camera, and here we are.
No, this is great marketing. And you said this is one of Future Flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all play the music on Sundays, right?
Mm-hmm. 9 to 10 p.m. It was 7 to 8, but then with the recent acquisition.
Are you on the air?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are on the air.
Yes, 6 to 10 p.m. every Sunday.
Okay, cause don't no offense. I listen to it because I always hear, was KMP, Miss Money was with KMP for the longest. So I always hear people on the radio on Sundays, but I didn't. The DJ switched. Who was it? Was it another? That's crazy.
It was Nigel.
It was about to say that. I remember I was about to say light skin Nigel.
Yeah.
What's he doing? How's Nigel doing?
Nigel, he's a trucker now. He's out traveling the country.
Really?
Yeah, doing Muay Thai, fighting, lifting weights and stuff now.
Bro,
Cooking
that's
too.
So funny. He was always that kind of. He was always doing his own kind of little thing too.
Just like Amir White.
That's just like Amir White.
Always doing his thing.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking earlier today too. I was like, I don't know where I was sitting, but I was like, man, yeah, I'm gonna fuck around and be doing a triathlon. Sorry, I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna mess around and be doing a triathlon next year, or doing flying a plane or something.
You shake like that? Do a triathlon?
I could.
Not saying you can't. I don't know, but like.
No, I'm physical. I don't work out a lot, but I work out. I make sure I work out at least 3 times a year for about a month and a half, 2 months at a time.
Okay.
So I make sure if I had to do Ironman, I could do it. I don't like to run though, so that's a no. But if I had to, I would.
Okay.
I want to fly though.
Fly planes?
I want to fly planes, but I'm really interested. I'm interested in flying planes, but I'm interested in making my own vehicle. If that makes any sense.
Like Tesla.
Plane.
Right.
But
so you want to get into the aviation space?
I'm gonna get into the aviation space, but not exactly aviation innovation.
Okay.
Aviation innovation, they're out here, and I don't know it seems like the government does something once these videos come up and the guys flying through Los Angeles on the
hoverboard or the jetpack?
On the hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the jetpack. I've seen a jetpack. I don't know that technology.
I'd rather the jetpack be
serious?
compact. No, I never use that. I'm saying I'd rather
than the hoverboard.
I grew up skateboarding, so honestly,
okay.
I'd rather the hoverboard. I'm rusty, but I'd rather the hoverboard.
Yeah, the jetpack can explode. It's too much. It's too much.
I thought the hoverboards, when they came out with them little 2-wheel Johns, was gonna be like what Lexus did, like an actual board that levitates.
Yeah, they lied to us.
Yeah, fronted.
They lied to us that Christmas.
But they got it though.
Yeah,
it's just not accessible.
Well, here's the thing about it. So whenever, and I'm not gonna say how old I am, but we used to do book reports in the encyclopedia, and I specifically, this is my own 2 eyes. I've seen. They had hoverboards in the middle. Remember Bison from off of Street Fighter?
Yeah.
And remember he had that hoverboard station?
Yeah.
They had those in the military. They
What
had
year?
those. It was 1984
Right.
inside the encyclopedia when I saw that.
I can believe it.
So with that being said, now I don't understand why. I don't think they want us to kill each other or something. Like
Probably.
because they can, yeah, you know what I mean. They have control of everything. They probably can't control. They can control that airspace. They can control the ground space, but that airspace is kind of free.
Yeah, you have to purchase air rights when you get like certain businesses and stuff.
Okay.
Like, how can you sell the air? Like, like let's say you buy a building and you want to build something. They could say, hey, this is 10 feet too high into the air. You don't own the air rights over this space. You own the land and the structure, but not the air.
That's crazy.
How you gonna bill me for the air?
That's just an extra tax for Uncle Sam to get into our money,
Mm-hmm.
get into their pockets. But no, yeah. So aviation innovation. It's funny. It's the funniest first time I've ever said that. But absolutely, if these guys can build hoverboards and we can understand the technology, I feel like that we should be able to build our own hoverboards, and we should be able to fly them around at our own risk, basically. And it doesn't seem like it's too much. I just think that it's going to take about 5 or 10 years for the technology to catch up, and then it's going to be accessible to everybody. And then that's when they'll start saying, "Oh, did you have your air pass today?" You know what I mean? It'll be it'll be $39.99 a week for you to fly. You know what I mean? Something like that. But that's honestly that is inside my imagination and in my head. That's where I really would like to go.
All right, so you're coming up singing. You dive into the realm of R&B. Who are some of your favorite singers growing up?
I love Mariah Carey.
Okay.
I love her range.
Emotions is definitely in my playlist.
Emotions was crazy, and as much as everybody don't want to hear it, all I want is you for Christmas.
Yeah, hit,
bruh.
Hit every year,
bro.
Every year.
And I don't care what artist you are, what dream you have to be an artist, you cannot replace that hit right there. That's amazing. It's not going to ever go away.
And it's super marketable.
It is marketable. So, who else is there? Mariah Carey. We got Lauryn Hill, Drew Hill, Cisco. And a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to them, but Cisco was hard.
I hear a lot of older cats give credit to Cisco.
Cisco was hard for real, and then Tyrese, he was hard. He was hard. A lot of it's funny because I would say that you said the Pittsburgh R&B scene is dead. I would say that the male R&B scene is not dead, but it's just kind of like a stick. It's like a stick you guys poking it.
It's like I feel like nowadays it's more so coincides with hip hop. Yes. More so than just R&B. Like, you don't get a lot of guys that can actually sing, women that can actually sing. And it's go ahead.
And let's go into that right there, because I rap too.
Yeah, go ahead.
And my next album, Sorry to Disappoint You, is actually going to be a mixture of both.
That's okay. I like it.
And some of my tracks, you're going to be like, wait. And then my friends are like, wait, who's this again?
Okay.
This is you?
Like how Chris Brown switches it up, Tory Lanez switches it up.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say I'm better than them, but they can come see me in the verses one day.
Okay, all right, shots fired.
Once I get my, how R&B cats is. We don't play. You know what I mean?
What'd you think of that versus with?
I don't know them.
What'd you think of that versus with B2K and Ray J?
B2K and Ray J.
Did you watch or did you just see like?
Yeah, no. I watched all the highlights.
Okay.
I didn't. It was that. Hold up. Wait a second. Was that the huge race? The huge versus with Mario?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I saw all the highlights. I was horrified. I saw all the highlights, and I just said to myself, "Man, bro, they're making it look bad for us. Like they're making it look bad for us." Is you feeling me? Can you make sure you get me?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Can you make sure you get me like the long hair and everything?
We gotta get them angles.
Yeah, I gotta get all the angles. Alright. So, what was we talking about?
We was talking about the verses and how you felt it was so atrocious and a debacle to the R&B community.
Listen,
my words, not
Jeremiah. You said my words, not yours. Hey, so I'll take it. But Jeremiah, honestly, what happened was, this is my theory.
I think COVID messed him up.
I think Jeremiah is related to like L.A. Reid or something like that. He's like his grandson or something. He's one of these top guys, nephew, and back in the day, when they made a star, and it was kind of messed up too. It was with a lot of slavery and a lot of pimping going on back in the day. But when they made a store, that store came out and did what they were supposed to do, and they had their ops and they everything like that. Everything wasn't really a stunt. But now, that versus battle, I feel like the artists sometimes have too much control. And I'm not trying to say the artists. Do not quote me as saying this, because what they did with Britney Spears was horrible, and I don't mess with Wendy Williams. I really don't mess with her because a lot of stuff she say is real messed up. But at the same time, the truth is that they do take these people once you get a certain level of money, and they be stringing them on drugs and stringing them along, and they fall off really, really quick. I think Wendy Williams is a little bit of karma. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean. But at the same time, she's still a human being. And don't wish that upon anybody,
right.
But I think that a lot of times in that aspect with the versus battle, a lot of artists have too much control. Like, bro, where was your team at to tell you no?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Cut his microphone. You know what I mean? And then the other arm, even though it was respectful and it was funny, but Mario was up there like, no, you gotta cut that, stop that. I was like, ooh, this is bad. I said, this is bad.
Man, all right, so moving forward, you opened up for Kurt Cobain's, Snooty Wild, R.I.P., and Fat Trell?
Yes, I did.
What was it like opening up for Kurt Cobain's and Snooty Wild?
You know what? It was one of those performances from back in the days where I was ready to open up, but I wasn't 100% ready for that stage show.
Right.
Like, we did good. We rehearsed and everything like that, but I didn't understand what it takes 100%. And I didn't. That wasn't my moment to shine, but I did do well. It was like
your first moment.
It was my first moment. Yeah, and I got pictures and everything like that, and I really appreciated it, and I loved it. Again, R.I.P. Snooty.
Yeah.
And Kirko, he gave a lot of insightful information. It was nice to meet them guys, honestly. It was like a lot of times I get thrown into a lot of opportunities. I be chilling, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I get thrown into a lot of opportunities, and I really appreciate it. And I always show out. Like, my moment was the Maya concert a couple weeks ago.
What was that like? That was during. You talk about it.
Well, that was during Pittsburgh Black Gay Pride, and one of my associates, they called me up. His name is Dr. Christopher Robinson, aka legendary Chris Balenciaga. And I don't know. He's been throwing events for a while in Pittsburgh too. Like I said, bro, it's all full circle. So he's been throwing events for a while in Pittsburgh. A lot of his stuff is really successful as well. And he called me up. He's like, I know you can sing, and I know you're still out here trying to do your thing, and I want to ask you. Sometimes people call you with stuff and you can't jump the gun on it because it's not 100%. He's like, I want to see if you want to open up for Maya. We're trying to get the paperwork done. I'm just letting you know. And I didn't say nothing online or nothing like that. I was like, all right, what I mean. Even today, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, they got me going to another building. It seems a little oppy. You know what I mean? But I did it, and the experience was amazing. And this is why it was amazing, because I haven't been performing for a while. It's been a couple years. I really don't want to do smaller venues. Right. I want to definitely grow, and I feel like you have to force yourself to grow. And I was a part of forcing myself to grow, and I said no to a lot of stuff for a long time. And then there's somebody that it actually came for me, and they were like, open up for Maya. To the point where I'm negotiating money and contract. Like, I'm like, I need this much money. I got to pay my dancers. I work with the Lost Culture dance crew. Christian Brown's the leader. They
light skinned guy, Afro.
Yes.
Yep. I remember they performed. He's like 1920.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember they performed at Whammo Day. It's like during COVID, I think, maybe before.
Listen, let me tell you something.
He's hard. They're hard.
He's a star. Christian Brown is a star. He's a little older now, but he's like, he could have been on Disney. Like, he's so good. He's so professional, and he's really, really good at his dance. He's good at his choreography. Like, with the Maya show, this is how it happened. It was about a month out, and they were like, all right, the contract's done. Organize your people. And so I got my food truck, which I'm working 8 days a week. I'm in a really busy season, honestly, as well as my outreach with Central Outreach. And I'm like, oh my God. did my rehearsals with that. So I'm just cramming all this stuff together. And actually during the show, my microphone cut out. It was bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad though, because I've been here for a little bit. I understood my crowd control. So I'm like, yo, and my microphone, my music cut out. So I got on the microphone. I'm like, yo, y'all not with that, is y'all? They're like, no, we want to see you perform. They were actually like a lot of people, like my supporters. A lot of my people were in the house, and I mean, I was really grateful. And Miss Money was like, and I felt like she put me on the spot. I was a little mad, but she was like, they want to see you sing a cappella. And I was like, all right, you know what? I did my song, and you know, after everybody screamed, and then it was another thing. The DJ wanted to start me in the middle of my set, and I was like, I was in total control. And that's really what a real artist and when a developed artist is in total control without upsetting people. Because before, you used to be like, no, do this, do that, and people will get upset, and then you don't got nobody work for you. But, you know, with that, you know, I just was like, walked over to him like, nah, bro. Yeah, I want to hear you from the beginning, right? I used the crowd too. They helped me out a lot. And they were like, yeah. And I started from the beginning, and it was really good. You know, I was in talks with Maya's management for a feature, but she said she's not doing features, so I'm just.
You got the contact though.
I do have the contact, and after that, once again, I'll be minding my own business, bro. I promise you, yesterday, I don't know how, and this is one of those things that I'm pretty sure that it could happen if I want it to happen. But Sony, I'm supposed to get a distribution deal with Sony in the next couple weeks. Basically, for my album, this should be coming out in November, December. I just gotta check the paperwork to make sure it's right first, because paperwork's not right. I can't. I'll put the racks into myself. You know what I mean?
He ended up that department's not there no more. There's no music studio here. You know, like he used to do the music studio, and also do commercials at the same time.
Okay.
But he eventually
did outsourcing for commercials.
Okay.
Okay.
They do certain stuff like full time staff gets different stuff than like part time staff.
Okay.
And it's like they're learning us, you know.
Like y'all learning them.
Yeah.
They didn't want no music studio area.
At least not yet.
Not yet.
At least not yet.
Okay.
Probably could be.
You say could be. Is there space for it?
Could be. Technically, there's a room back there, but they use that for like film and stuff. But they probably could if they really wanted to. They could.
Do you do music?
I DJ.
You just did DJ.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like, if I want to like throw my artist management hat on or like producer hat on, I could get into like a studio session and suggest things or maybe like write a song for somebody. But I don't do that because you got to deal with lots of people's opinions and emotions, and then they'll start feeling like, oh, who do you think you are? You don't even do this. And it could be like, well, correct. I don't sing, rap, write songs, but I performed on the stage. I listen to music every day. Sometimes you might listen to a certain song and you start counting like the repetition, or think, oh, this would go nice with that, or this would sound good, or yo, if you said it like this, it might resonate with other people, because as a DJ, you're always on the outside looking in. Like, I'll play records and I'll see how people react to certain stuff. As an artist, most artists just see how people react to their certain stuff. From
their point of view.
Yeah, and from their point of view, because they created it, not the other person who is receiving the finished product and then seeing it. You know, because the process don't matter to me. I wasn't there for the process.
You just want to hear the product.
Yeah, like if it's going to be the product and you want it to do what you want it to do, then maybe you might need some help with that.
Absolutely. And
whether it comes from me or not, you know. But I just don't. Also, I don't want to get Jam Master Jade, not to be funny.
What happened to Jam Master Jade?
He got killed in his recording studio from Run DMC.
Oh, wait. Well, he got killed in his own recording studio? Okay, I didn't know the backstory on that. Don't excuse me.
There's still speculation as to like who did it and why, but I don't want that to be me. Like, you sit in the studio all day looking at all these screens, everybody's behind you and invites whoever and all that. I don't want all that people around me and in my space.
You know what? You want to hear something? So I produce too.
Yeah.
And I write music, and the only thing I don't do is make beats.
Okay.
I have a studio in my house, and I used to record a lot down Manchester in my loft. But I mean, I actually got to a point in time whenever I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing it. It's that, and then, like you said, people will be like, "Who do you think you are?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, sitting there back professional, like, I know what the hell I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And they're
even just a little bit.
Yes, just a little bit, and they want to fight you about it. And like you said, the safety issue with the people being behind you. I used to tell people not to come with extra people, and that kind of it's not fair a little bit to the artist.
In a way, it's not. But in a way,
for your own safety.
Yeah, and it's your space.
It is your space, yes.
Like, they're paying to use your space, time, and experience.
Even a commercial space, bro. I've seen so much stuff in the studio happen. Honestly, it's not, the studio is a trap. Like, not every studio is a trap, but some of them is a trap, and the real studios is the trap. I don't care who you is or what you got going on, but if you got the people up there with that money, it'll be a little iffy. So I can stay away from that. That and people, what I don't like about the industry, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like the industry is like a room full of hands who say, "I've made it here. Come follow me and give me this much money, and I'll show you how to make it." It's the whole room is full of that. Basically, it's not a lot of people like you, Casey, who's actually making stuff off of love, off the gristle. Like, okay, I actually know these people who are actually doing some stuff. And to be honest with you, that's why I ignore a lot of people and I say no to a lot of stuff, because sometimes I can tell people's ulterior motives aren't 100%, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna get involved with that. So, yeah.
So what was it like shooting the Maybe video? This is a great quality, like, film. Like, this looks really nice, especially for someone, not to throw shade, but someone who could be considered an underground artist, like a local artist. Like, so what was it like filming this?
So I am definitely a local artist. I'm like, you know what? I can't say I'm a local artist, bro. I be everywhere, and I can't say that I'm underground. My stuff is pretty much, it's getting there, bro. And if I sign this deal with Sony, which I hope that it's a good deal, so that we all can like benefit. Like I don't want to have to sell a piece of my soul for the deal. But I did a song with Universal. It didn't, the song is great. It's Maybe, but
were they the ones that backed like
they didn't do a lot of promotion for me that they said they were gonna do. I was upset about that.
You know, I think Miss Money said the same thing.
Yeah, like, here's the name. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
here, good look. We gave you the loop.
I like to say, but you said, you know what I mean. But it's okay. It's okay. I learned a lot from that. I got my own publishing from that, throughout that, and honestly, the producer, he produced the Alicia Keys and that Lil Kel track, and I think that he's working with Aaron Carter now.
Okay.
You know, I learned a lot, but what I learned was that you have to work and do everything yourself mostly. Like, I was down there, and he was a really good artist, but I know the recording software I recorded, so he wasn't an engineer, so I helped him out a lot. And with the video, Angie, as to how I get it so professional, it's because, like, I scout these people. I need a certain quality. I need 4K. I need you to have a run. You know, I need you to have certain lighting specs. And I scout people out. I see what their artwork looks like, and I make sure. Hey, this guy who shot this video, all his stuff is trap. He shot a lot of Wexter stuff.
Okay, because it looks like I've seen this, like, I want to say, I've seen this style before. But to me, it's official.
Yeah.
Like, it looks official. Like, it looks like what it's supposed to look like at this point. Like, it doesn't look like bad. You know?
No, I definitely, and it's, once again, I'm an artist, and, like, I'm not saying I did it myself, but, you know, I like to have mixing sessions with the people. So I'm like, I like my clips to be a certain length. I like my face at a certain position. I like things to start like certain transitions, you know. So I make sure that I'm there 100% and make sure that I get it mixed down appropriately. But his quality is good. No disrespect to him. We actually started beefing in the midst of the editing, because I'm such a perfectionist, and even if you don't ever know how to get, that's another reason I don't want to do it, because like you said,
you're meticulous.
Yeah, I'm meticulous, but artists are really crazy about their stuff, and I was being a little crazy with him, and I was like, no, mix this down. He was like, all right, this is the edit number 10. Here you go. But it worked out. You know what I mean? In my new video with Ando Films, what was that? Cuddy Buddy.
Yeah.
That's one of my best videos ever.
I like that song.
Thank you, bro. Did you see the video?
I don't think I saw the video. I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta watch Cuddy Buddy. I love the Maybe video. I love the concepts. I think this is professional, and they're both good videos. Cuddy Buddy It has. I go through the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Okay.
In my video, like I do whole full outfit changes and everything.
Okay.
There's a whole script behind it. It's really good. Watch it. Cuddy Woody.
All right, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Before we get up out of here, where can the people follow you? Where can they tune in? Do you have anything that you're working on right now that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, we absolutely.
Where can they book the food truck?
Well, the food truck. So, you threw 10 questions at me. So my food truck, I want to bring something new to Pittsburgh. Okay. Pittsburgh has hoagies, pizza, fries. You know what I mean? And gyros. And no disrespect to them, because I mess with all of them. I eat them. But I'm like, I want to eat something different. So I brought chicken and waffles to Pittsburgh. You know, if you ever see a metallic or a chrome, it's going to be chrome red, and it's going to be with a metallic stripe on it next year. A Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Then come see us with a chicken on the side of it.
A Sprinter food truck?
Yes, it's a Sprinter food truck.
All right.
It's something different. I'm trying to tell you something different. So, and it's chicken and waffles. We have our mac and cheese. It's like we use all real ingredients. We don't use milk. We use heavy cream. Okay. You know what I mean? We use real butter. Like we don't cut any corners. You know. So shout out to Stacey Lane at Central Outreach, because you know she gave me a lot of mentorship. And that's one of the things she told me, like, do not cut any corners. Make sure the food looks like the pictures that you're taking.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
So it's really important. So I'd be mad when I go somewhere. I mean, you can't expect that Wendy's and McDonald's, stuff like that. But you go somewhere and it's like, this hold up for a second. This is like that. So, yeah, it's important. So that's my food truck. Find me, sdpittsburgh.com. So Delicious is my name with 3 O's. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram. So Delicious with 3 O's. Or if you just want to find us in general, it's sdpittsburgh.com. As far as my personal stuff, you can find me at amirwhite.com. So it's AMIR, last name white.com. You know, my Facebook fan page is Amir Whitee as well. You know, I'm out there. You know, there's Google me. I'm everywhere.
Period. You heard him. You heard what he said. Google me. He's Googleable.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. My search engine optimization is getting really good. Like over the years, I've learned a lot. I've had a lot of people help me. You know, with this. So, shout out to KKM&P. You know, G Green at management. Shout out to my So Delicious team. My partner, my business partner, Michael Cannon. You know, I have a lot of stuff, a lot of people that help me get here. I can't take all the credit. You know, a lot of people try to take a lot of credit. You know, I have done a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm an initiator of a majority of this stuff that's happening, and I definitely am the glue. But you know, they definitely are hands, and they help me keep it together. So,
all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, another segment of the Future Flavor Show. Amir Whitee.